Okay, imagine that you made a song about your country defending it with all of your heart and promoting good values, but they call you a racist for doing just that. Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean is what we're going to talk about. Check this out.
What was your reaction when you saw people saying that this had racist undertones and, it was like a call to arms, it was like a call to arms in small towns. It was a threatening kind of video for black people. I mean, people were putting this on
But there was people of all color doing stuff in the video. That's what I don't understand.
That's what I don't understand either. A video that promotes good values, recognizing the tough jobs the cops do, and the suffering of small business owners is somehow a video with racist undertones? These days, people are so offended that they take whatever they see personally. Racism's not a thing Jason Aldean promoted in his song at all. As he said very well, there were people of all colors doing bad stuff. If you watch the music video, you can see way more white people insulting cops than black people. Where's the race component in that video then? Well, in the minds of woke people, I guess. But that's not everything. What really shocks me is the so-called to arms the song talks about. Again, if you pay close attention to the whole music video, there's no encouragement of actual violence for the heck of it. This goes to show that America has lost many of its strong values. Take a look at the video and you will see criminals assaulting the owner of a liquor store. What is that small business going to do? Allow the robbery? Absolutely not. The Second Amendment is obvious. Americans should be allowed to have weapons at their disposal, not for the sake of killing people, but to defend themselves when it's necessary. That's exactly the part of the story that the media does not want you to think about. Let's keep on watching the interview.
There was white people in there. There was black people. I mean, this video did not shine light on one specific group and say, that's the problem. So, and anybody that saw that in the video, then you weren't looking hard enough in the video, is all I can tell you.
Simple as that. We live in a time when everything gets taken out of context, everything's offensive, and what matters are not facts, just feelings. The music video is proof of it. White people are vandalizing private property, but it looks like defending the protection of what's yours is a bad thing. Now let's look at what Jason Aldean thought would be the most controversial line.
On the second verse it says,
"That gun that my granddad gave me, they say one day they're gonna round up."
That I thought was going to be the biggest issue with the song, was that it said gun, and that, will tend to get people talking sometimes about that. So, I didn't expect it to get the kind of heat that it got. And I think that was more probably because of the video more so than the actual song.
The dollar is as volatile and devalued as ever, and that means you can no longer sleep easy with an IRA plan that leaves your retirement vulnerable. That's why we've partnered with Birch Gold, who uses a little-known IRS loophole to help you diversify your retirement portfolio with the safest hedge against inflation, precious metals. Get America's most trusted IRA specialists on board by claiming Birch Gold's information kit at zero cost or obligation. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen to create a more robust IRA portfolio today. The second verse goes like this: "Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that stuff might fly in the city. Good luck." The verse does not promote violence at all. It promotes self-defense, which sometimes is necessary as a reaction. The song does not have any racial tones at all. It's an anthem that beautifully defends a country that back in the day was the place to be. America's just not what it used to be. These vandals and criminals think that they are tough because they insult police officers and destroy people's private property, and hard-working individuals at that. See the cities of Seattle or New York. All across America, many major cities are failing miserably in important aspects like safety and morality. But as Jason Aldean says in the song, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road around here? We take care of our own. No racism, no violence, just common sense and reality. People in big cities are comfortable and get easily offended. Wokeism's corrupted places, and the only ones that stand up for their rights and freedoms are in small towns. That said, here's what the interviewer has to say about the so-called racist undertones. Looks like there was an additional issue with the place the music video was recorded.
For anybody that thinks that we picked that building specifically for that reason, because, there was a lynching there or whatever,
Did you know that?
No, but I also don't go back 100 years and check on the history of a place before we go shoot it either. It's also the place that I go get my car tags every year. It's my county that I live in.
Would you do it in that courthouse again, knowing what you know now?
Knowing what I know now, probably not. But it's also, I don't think, again, I'm not going to go back 100 years and check on the history of this building. I mean, because honestly, if you're in the South, you could probably go to any small town courthouse. You're going to be hard pressed to find one that hasn't had some sort of, racial issue over the years at some point.
Well, if we use that sort of logic, what about the Capitol? Does any American say it's evil to bring TV reporters because, I don't know, there's been war criminals occupying the Oval Office? Also, what about Native Americans? Europeans stole their land and now Native Americans live in reserves. Lots of lynching and violence were employed to build a new civilization and almost remove the locals from the map. I'm not saying this to victimize anybody. This just goes to show that the logic of woke individuals is just illogical. They don't check whether their iPhone has components found in African mines, but they do say a black person was lynched in front of a remote courthouse. To wrap up this video, let's check out what Jason's intention really was.
The whole idea behind the video was to show, the lawlessness and the, disrespect for cops and just, trashing cities and burning. I'm just not cool with that.
Again, pretty much common sense. I don't like lawlessness or trash either. Also, I respect the cops who protect and serve the American people. This whole defund the police movement has gone so strong over the last few years because of things like BLM and some abuses, but here's the thing. If you can't have guns like they've been trying to do in California, who's going to defend you? Maybe yourself with punches and kicks, but that might not be as effective. All in all, this song has nothing to do with any of these things it's accused of. As the verse says, try that in a small town full of good old boys raised up right. The real meaning is easy to understand. In fact, I'm from a small town. Small town people are cool, but if you mess with them, you're gonna be in trouble. This song is about strong moral values, the rule of law, and respect for the honest, hardworking people who build and maintain the original American society that once was the envy of the whole world.